Bonjour les amis, Bogdan is here for you. You also may know me by name LeConte. I'm here today to discuss the topic of casino brokerage of casino and online casino affiliate websites. So let's break it down in plain words. What's about brokerage? If you want to buy or sell a website in this business, how it can help you. So first of all, casino brokerage is a good way to start when you actually have little or no experience in previous sales. So it means, by analogy with real estate agents, it means that you hire someone who can help you first evaluate your property, secondly, market it or attract potential buyers, and finally, negotiate the price, because it's always a place for a room for negotiation, and overall to make sure the deal goes smoothly and everything is legal and you finally get paid. So this analogy of real estate agent that you all know, it works fine here also, because here in online casino business, you actually, if you're not a professional, buyer, seller of websites, which are only few on the market, so you actually need someone with the expertise, with touch and connections to make sure to make it happen. So first, as I mentioned, is valuation. When you come up with an idea to sell, for example, to sell your affiliate site, you must know how much does it cost. So first of all, the professional valuation touches upon your multiplier on your revenues. It also touches upon your traffic, some parameters of your domain, and so on and so on. So most of the time it goes on to have a professional eye to see on how much potentially may a website cost. So it's the first step, which is nevertheless the immense importance, because once valued, you may decide whether or not to sell it at all, and then how much you can go down in real negotiations. All right, so valuation is done. What's next? Next is actual sales. So the casino brokers are the people who have actual connections on the market. They normally would have a website where the listings would go. They also may have some, LinkedIn and YouTube coverage and some private connections, which may help you to speed up your sales process. So it actually increases the likelihood of your sale if your website is not, very famous and very the best in class. So it actually finds your buyers and make things happen. So okay, so they found you a buyer, a potential one. What's next? Next is to have an eye to tell whether or not this person has money or you're just bluffing. Because here in this market, especially when it comes to gambling, people would not always have the money, as always, So some of them would bluff, some of them would try to buy your website or your business with the borrowed money and so on and so on. So casino broker is the one who may help you, get away with those who are not necessary, and have only those who are very well informed and actual potential buyers. All right, so we withered off those bluffers, and we know them as a broker. I know that, for example, this one a potential buyer. Okay, what's next? Next is about actual pricing. So when we have the valuation, it doesn't actually mean that you can sell this one for this particular price. It means that in the process of negotiation, we will try to get to the potential deal. So pricing and negotiation is probably the most actual point when the effect or the accrued value of a casino broker is realized. So you cannot really do this alone, because most of the time, as I was saying, you don't have this experience in the market, you don't have this eye for things, and you don't know what's important, that to what extent and how this your business is complementary to the business of the buyer, which means that you can get the high price. So most of the time, the brokers would charge up to 5% of the like how to of the of the price, and the with the proper valuation and proper pricing negotiation strategy, you don't even notice it. All right, so we negotiated, we made this happen. What's next? Next is we have to be clear on the contract terms, and before the contract is signed, most of the time there will be such procedure is called due diligence. So buyer would all when the price is more or less settled, the buyer would go for due diligence. And here you also may need a broker, because broker would on your side facilitate the due diligence. Due diligence when the preliminary docs are signed, so we are clear on price, we are clear on terms. Then she, the buyer, would look into your papers, in your data, and so on. So it's more or less confidential information, and this is called due diligence. But you need a kind of translator, intermediary between you and the buyer to make it happen, to make it smooth. Alright, when it's done successfully, we are clear, we sign the docs, and everybody get their shares of money or property, and this is when you pay your broker. Sometimes broker may have a retainer for certain procedures, and so on and so on. So let's sum it up. What are the benefits of as a seller for you to get this casino broker? The benefits actually are evident. First is increasing the likelihood of the very deal, so what your property would be sold. Second is that you make sure everything in the transaction goes smooth and fine. Finally, broker normally knows all the markets, all the potential buyers and sellers, and may have you a proper price and proper terms on this. And if, as I was saying, he may also find make a pre-screening and identify serious buyers with money from those guys who want to bluff. All right, so can you do it alone? Yes, obviously you can do some things alone, but it's hard to find, by yourself to find a proper buyer, unless you want to write everyone, and it takes time also. Also, it's really hard to evaluate your business and negotiate the price. Probably this part you cannot skip, because broker is really has immense input into this stage of the process. And finally, let's discuss what are the benefits of hiring a casino broker for on the side of the buyer. So buyer might also be interested in hire a broker, especially in the conditions where some properties are off market. So they are not listed as for sale, and you as a potential buyer would give the broker the list of your requirements, and the broker would go on screening, identifying market opportunities that are hidden here on the market, and engaging in the first stage of negotiation. This is really interesting for seller also, and also for seller and for buyers as well, and also the person who wants to buy may be interested in hiring a broker when there's a particular negotiation stage, because the more people are around the table in negotiation, the better sometimes, because you will have another pair of eyes, and so on. If you think it's interesting, if you like this video, please put a like to it. If you have questions to me, or have some ideas, want to have my consultation, my services, you can find my email here and drop me a line. Thanks for watching. Bye.